Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Dispute Funnel Letter Workshop for 2022. This is the surefire way to get results with your letters, even if your prior disputes haven't worked before. Now, before we jump into all this awesomeness, first thing I want for you to do is smash that like and subscribe if you haven't done so. It is free for me to give you this information, and it's free for you to subscribe, all right? Now, fair exchange is not considered robbery, all right? So here's the deal. If you want to see if a credit sweep can increase your credit scores as well as remove your negatives, then head over to my740.com and schedule a call with me and I will see if I can help. But we're going to jump right into the Dispute Funnel Workshop, and this is second edition 2022. Now, if you've sent letters to the credit bureaus, the creditors, collectors, and you haven't seen results, or very little, right? Then you're most definitely in the right place. Even if you're a beginner or you don't know where to start, you're going to get a solid foundation and understanding to implement with your own letters, all right? And I have the pot of gold for you. And no, there's no leprechaun and there's no rainbow and there's no unicorns. This is legit stuff that you can start implementing right now, today, all right? And just because I appreciate that you are going to stay here with me till the end, as a bonus, I'm going to give you access to my credit repair software, the Credit Suite, and I'm going to show you that at the end, all right? So this is going to help you create your disputes in a simple but super effective way without all the extra stuff that you don't need. Everybody wants to sell you on all this extra stuff. There's no extra stuff, all right? It's going to help you train your brain to use the factual dispute method to get results. And if you want copies, use the link in the description and it's going to take you right there. So we're going to go quickly through the stuff that you don't need and we're going to slow down and go through the stuff that you definitely need, all right? So this is the sneaky and ethical way to massively increase your chances of getting deletions or corrections in your favor. Now, here's the promise. My promise to you is that you're going to get a step-by-step strategy for identifying, prioritizing, and utilizing the most potent types of disputes like a pro without actually having to be a pro yourself, right? And I have some cool secrets for you, plus some very surprising strategies that you need to know about. Now, speaking of need to know, if you don't know who I am, my name is Kristen, and I was awarded Best Debt Relief Services for 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. And over the past 12 years, I've helped thousands of consumers just like you, and I've gotten thousands and thousands of deletions. All right, in 2019, it was over 8,000. In 2020, it was 20,000, and 2021, 23,000. So yeah, I know what I'm talking about, all right? So this is why this training is important. I've helped thousands of people increase their credit scores using these methods, and I normally only share info like this in the tribe, all right? So this is an easy system for boosting your chances of getting virtually any negative item removed from your credit report without the price tag or hassle, okay? So I'm going to be sharing 3 secrets about creating a solid foundation that the bureaus cannot shake that are actionable today before you see how to implement them on a dispute letter, all right? Now, the first secret to creating an unshakable foundation is understanding the purpose of your dispute letter. Now, that may sound really, really simple, but I'm going to explain the entire thing and it's going to make sense. Right, so let's talk about the first secret, which is the purpose, right? The reason we're doing this is so that obviously you can vastly increase the chance of getting our score increases in deletions and corrections, right? So the purpose of the letter is to use the process of elimination to ensure that it sets the follow-up. Now, let's just repeat that. The purpose of the letter is to use the process of elimination to ensure it sets the follow-up. And I'm going to show you in the dispute funnel, all right? So if you're using templates, that's just not possible. If you look at a dispute letter template versus a factual-based dispute letter, you're going to notice that the main intent is in the body of the letter, not the disputed items. So with a factual-based dispute, you're going to notice that the body of the letter is completely irrelevant and the focus is the disputed items. So if you're familiar with the justice system, you'll know the difference between a motion, such as a motion to dismiss, and case law, such as Cushman versus TransUnion from 1997. And here's where people get it all messed up. You can't include everything that you need in a template because templates are like motions, right? Like the motion to dismiss. They're not for the entire case. So in court, if you put a motion where it doesn't belong or file it when it shouldn't have been, the entire case gets dismissed, right? And now you're just SOL and you have to start over from the beginning, right? Except for now you're further back. Now, on the other hand, case laws for the entire case and can be used with multiple negative items. So we use the elements and language that embodies the law that we're indirectly citing, right? There's no difference between using dispute letters incorrectly and submitting the wrong court document because the result is the same. Your case gets dismissed because you did it wrong. So we are going to use the process of elimination. I'm going to show you exactly how this works. So this brings me to secret number 2, which is using the process of elimination to solidify your dispute foundation. I promise this is all going to come together. First, you need to understand that the dispute letter should be simple and to the point. You hear me tell you this all the time. I prove to you that it works over and over and over again. We don't need anything extra like laws or additional explanations. So we want to set the follow-up and predict how we're going to dispute on the next round and increase our chances. So we do this by including every single response that would warrant a rejection or stall tactic by the bureaus. All right, so we have 8 elements for elimination. No identification, qualified identification, new information, disputed too soon, don't understand the nature of your dispute, template was used or we've received this information before, duplicate dispute, fraud, we don't believe you, right? Submitted by a credit repair organization, and we have stall tactics, no identification, and that's qualifying, new info or disputed too soon, 30 days normally, 45 days pandemic, don't understand the nature of your dispute, template used or we've received this information or this letter before and will not reinvestigate, right? All right, now here's kind of how this works. So if we create a checklist, each of the boxes should be checked off so that the only responses you could possibly receive are verified as accurate, updated by creditor, no response, deleted or corrected per request in the dispute, right? So let's just go back one. So these 8 elements for elimination are really, really, really simple. So no identification. You have to send your ID and your proof of address, and it has to be dated within the last, I normally say 90 days, but 60 days. So as long as you're sending your identification with this, now they cannot say that you did not send your identification. That's one thing, right? New information or disputed too soon. So new information, you're using the information taken directly off the credit report, right? So they can't come back and say, unless you submit something with new and relevant information, blah, 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 blah. Don't understand the nature of your dispute. With a factual dispute, you're using the information taken directly from the credit report, right? Template was used or we've received this information before. You're not sending a template. We're using the information taken directly off the credit report again. So we're able to go and eliminate all these other responses that the bureaus are going to send. Duplicate disputes submitted by a credit repair organization. I mean, this is very, very, very simple and straightforward, but the entire point is we are only giving them just a handful of possible outcomes, right? We obviously don't want it to say verified as accurate or updated by the creditor or, no response. We just want deleted or corrected per the request in our dispute. So the end result is the set the follow-up tactic, right? So you're able to set the framework for the next round of disputes. And this means that the only thing you need to do when you receive your updated report is change the information or data, the variables to complete your dispute reasons. So the purpose of doing this is to achieve your desired credit score or your deletions or corrections as fast as possible so that you can move on with your life, right? The best way to do this is by being proactive and prepared. So if we leave it all up to chance, the wrong disputes may go out, the wrong reason may cause the bureaus to block you from disputing, or, you might just end up increasing your total duration simply because you didn't know there was another way, or you ignored it because you thought your way was better, right? So secret number 1 is understanding that you need to use factual-based disputes to achieve permanent deletions and how it works. Secret number 2, laying the foundation to your case and creating the set the follow-up checklist. And secret number 3 is the dispute funnel, all right? So now we're going to talk about the dispute funnel. So the dispute funnel is quite simple to understand, but it's effective because you're already ensured only 2 actionable responses by the bureaus, verified and no response, right? So we can accomplish this either just by digitally logging or filing using funnel software. I got you on this, stay till the end, or manually creating it, right? So our funnel will look something like this. So round one, we're going to use our checklist, the process completed and approved. Now set the follow-up. Set the follow-up for round 2A if it's verified, and then set the follow-up for round 2B, no response, right? So this means that we can plug in the new variable data, right, balances and dates, to the dispute reasons that we've already set up, either using the hierarchy or the evolution line method, and we're going to know exactly what the bureaus are going to say and exactly what we're supposed to do if they say it, right? So verified or no response. Okay. So what I've just shown you is the exact system that I actually teach in the tribe, which is my highest level coaching program. And every single one of my members are getting great results because they implemented exactly what I taught them, right? So right now, let's recap everything that you've discovered today. First, we talked about using the right dispute type to lay the foundation, right? Then we went over how to use the process of elimination to create the set the follow-up tactic. Lastly, we went over how to implement it in the dispute funnel. And each of these steps are to ensure the maximum result no matter what you're disputing. So I'm going to give you an example right now. Okay, so here's a round one example. Capital 1, 517805, delete for inaccuracy because the date last active reports as date on Experian, date on Equifax, and date on TransUnion. So your possible outcomes are verified as accurate, and obviously it's not because we can prove that it's total BS using exhibits, right? And that's basically where you are taking a screenshot of the actual account. No response. And it doesn't matter whether they actually respond or not, because if it's still on the report, we're going to move on to the next dispute reason. The third one is updated by creditor, and that doesn't matter because we're moving on to the next dispute reason, right? So for round two, we have Capital One, account number 517805, delete for violation because I disputed this on date, and the notice of dispute was required to be listed by date plus 30, and it was not entered in time. So our possible outcomes, I mean, the only possible outcome would be deletion for violation of section 623. And if this does not work, it simply gets added to the paper trail that we are building to be used with our CFPB complaint. So that is how the dispute funnel works and setting that follow-up. So we're taking away all the other possibilities of them saying, oh, well, you know, you didn't do this and you didn't provide that and blah, blah, blah. We're taking away all the blah, blah, blah. So this is exactly how I get all of my deletions. I set the follow-up. Now, I do have software, like I mentioned, like at the beginning, I told you that if you stay till the end, I'm going to show you the credit suite. So let me show you how that works because this does everything for you. So let me go and get that set up. All right, so this is actually really, really simple. And you can use the link in the description to pull this up, but it's very, very, very straightforward. We have our clients, we have tasks, we have client accounts, and we also have about 100 different dispute letters that are already in here. You can actually click on it, pull it up, and check it out. But anyways, this is really as simple as adding a client and adding some accounts, and you can actually import identity IQ. My score IQ is in the works, but the next one that's going to be in here is actually going to be smart credit. So my developer is working on that one right now, but I'm going to show you how simple it is to add a client and add the accounts and pop out a letter. I mean, it's really all built in. And if you want to see everything that comes with it, use the link in the description and you'll be able to see all the features. So let me show you how simple this is. All right, so we added a new client. We're going to save them and add a credit report. Okay, so I very simply chose a HTML report for identity IQ that was already in my system. We're going to start the upload, and it's going to show us some accounts that should be disputed. You can also check the inaccuracies and differences by clicking on this button over here. And you can go through the report, but otherwise you would just go back to review, choose the accounts that you want to import, and we're going to import the selected accounts and click on OK. View saved accounts, and now we can actually go and add dispute reasons for each of them. So all we're going to do here is select the accounts that we want to add to our letter. So I'm just going to choose all of them. I'm going to go to more, create dispute letters, and these are not all bankruptcy. So we do have dispute reasons that are already in here. You can add your own if you want to, but we would just go and choose our reasons. And I'm doing this ambiguously, so these actually don't belong to what they are. I'm just showing you how simple this is to do it. Like I said, you can add your own if you want to under other reason. But I want to make sure that each of these actually has a reason built in to it. So let's keep going. And we are almost there. So inquiry, let's just say it's that one. Okay. And our last account is a charge off. So we're going to just say DLS active. Now we're just going to go and click on create dispute letters, view them, and all you got to do is click on print. As you can see, all the disputes are, all the disputes are here. All 3 letters are here. You click on print, and it is really as simple as that. Obviously, you can save instead of printing, but I'm going to say that yes, I printed them, and it's going to start my clock for these 12 accounts for this client. And that is really as simple or as complicated as it gets. So you're going to find the links for everything that I've mentioned down in the description, but this was the dispute funnel workshop, and that is it. So make sure that you smash that like. Again, subscribe if you haven't done so, and I am going to see you next time.